going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Basement Bros Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Ethan.
And I'm your host, Elijah.
And we are back after a week hiatus. The whole gang is here. We got Swatty in the building. What's going on, Brody?
What's up, y'all? Glad to be back.
Glad to have you back, man. Glad to be back in general. How have y'all been since our last episode as a collective?
You know, it's pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Man, Elijah, you a graduate, man. How does that feel? Graduated from law school.
It feels a little break from studying and talk about the NBA on pipe.
Yes, sir.
What about you, Swat?
And I've been fine. You know, I don't even watch basketball anymore, to be honest with you. Ever since, you know what happened. We don't gotta talk about it.
Oh no, it's actually crazy because we about to talk about it right now.
Oh my god.
Your man Luka lost in 5. All right, the Warriors beat the Mavericks in 5 games. It was looking like a sweep, but they clutched it out in game 4 to extend the series, one extra game.
Yes, sir.
What went wrong for the Luka in the Mavericks, in your opinion, Swatty?
Nothing. I mean, did you expect them to be in the Western Conference Finals? No.
I'm talking about this series, not in the playoffs.
But I just mean, like, nothing went wrong. They've been overmatched. They overachieved already. So them stopping right here is nothing went wrong. It's what they are. It's their ceiling. They weren't gonna win a championship this year. It wasn't their year. If they did, that'd been one of the best stories ever of a player taking his team that far, because they don't have the pieces. They don't, especially to compete with the Warriors. They're way deeper. They're better shooters. Luka's surrounded by undrafted free agents and second round players. Not saying where you're drafted matters, but like sometimes you see it on the court. So it's like, nothing really happened. It's basketball. Someone's got to lose, and the better team won. I'm just glad we didn't get swept.
I thought it was going to go farther. I didn't think it was going to go to 7 games, but I at least thought 6. Yeah. Just because they beat the Suns, and I thought the Suns matched up. I just thought the Warriors and the Suns were equal levels of talent. And for them to beat the Suns, was crazy to me. Because I'm sure if the Suns made it, I don't think the Suns would have lost in 5. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it would have been a real series. But I guess matchups. But I don't know. Like, I thought that going into the series, I thought that the Mavs matched up well. But as you started to watch the series, you just started to realize that a lot of those guys are just guys. They aren't.
Yeah, there's a talent discrepancy. Like their fourth option was a former number 1 overall pick. Like, come on.
Yeah, but
think about stuff like that.
They were playing above themselves when they played the Suns. And I really think it had to do with them provoking Luka. I feel like that galvanized the team, and I don't think that the Suns were as mentally tough as a team like the Warriors are. So I think that had to play with it too. But
and also, like, in this series, the Mavericks still got a lot of the shots and looks that they made in like the Suns series or series before that. It just wasn't going down. It's live by the 3, die by the 3. That's how they play. So
their players just didn't step up. It's like they played their best games against the Suns, and then when they came back to earth, they just were outmatched completely. I mean,
not even came back down to earth because the players played good games. They were close games. It's just like you're going against the Warriors.
Game 3 was horrible. Game 3 was
okay. That's
horrible.
One game.
But I
don't know. They were close. You talking about games that got away?
Yeah,
the games were close.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I also think the difference was for the Warriors. The Warriors actually have before this I wouldn't have said this, but against the Mavs, they had a center who kind of like banged down low, who was like aggressive down low. I feel like Ayton was very like finesse that last series. He wasn't as aggressive as he was last year, in terms of like bumping down low and like being like dominant as a center. I feel like they kept him away from the rim. He was doing a lot of over the shoulder moves and stuff like that. And I think like Looney was just gritty. He was getting rebounds, putting them back up, and he was just being a presence. And I think they needed that from Ayton. And I don't think they got that from Ayton. So I think that was kind of not the ultimate difference, but I think that made a big difference.
Yeah. Looney and Andrew Wiggins were a big difference makers.
Yeah. Wiggins was hitting them.
Andrew Wiggins is the Luka stopper. Put some respect on the name. I told y'all Andrew Wiggins was gonna be a factor.
Please look up the numbers. Like, what are you talking about? Who did he stop?
Andrew Wiggins. I don't know. I told y'all Andrew.
Who did he stop?
I'm just messing with you. He didn't stop.
Oh, all right. I was just making sure.
I'm just messing with you. But I did think that Andrew Wiggins was going to be a factor. Now, I did underestimate the Golden State Warriors because on our previous episode, I picked the Mavs to win in 7 because I thought that the Mavs would be able to get to the basket easily. I thought Luka was going to be able to get to the basket easily, especially watching how the Grizzlies played the Warriors and how Ja was single-handedly killing the Warriors. I thought Luka would be able to do something similar, but I guess they have two completely different styles of play. And Reggie Bullock, nowhere to be found. Finney Smith, nowhere to be found. Max Keebler, nowhere to be found. So,
But I feel like those guys like just became 3-and-D guys. Like they weren't always 3-and-D guys. They were like D guys. They just played defense. And then
Bullock was a shooter. Bullock was a shooter on the Knicks.
Was he?
Yeah,
he wasn't
definitely was.
He wasn't shooting.
That's the only reason he's the league.
He was definitely clipping on the Knicks. Yeah.
He's like the worst 3-and-D player in the league. But
yeah, I feel like they were talking about how his 3-point shot has improved this season.
Yeah, so, he's a shooter. That's all he does.
He was a shooter. He was a shooter last year. I remember that.
He's been a shooter his whole career.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know, they were knocking, especially against the Suns. I was like, yo, these dudes are hitting everything, and they was shooting from deep. They were pulling from deep, like stepping in the threes with the shot clock winding down, and they were like 2 steps over half court, knocking them Jones down. I was like, yo, they got some shooters. They did not shoot like that against the Warriors at all.
He get decisive, bro. He says 2
Nah,
feet. Yeah. Ain't nobody on the Mavericks was doing that, bro.
Not normally, but I'm saying when the shot clock was winding down, they had a few of those shots where the Suns played them good the whole shot clock, and then at the last second, Reggie Bullock hit like 2 or 3 of those where like he was really deep, hit a deep 3, like with the shot clock winding down. He hit like 2 or 3 of those in the series. I was like, dang, he's tough. But him and Finney Smith hit like at least each of them hit at least one of them jumps. I remember. And like, I don't know. I feel like the Warriors also have been there so many times that they're kind of intimidating to some players. It's like they're the Warriors.
They play good defense, bro.
It's their offense too, man.
Yes, but they also
Steve Kerr a lot of credit.
They also have players like Steph Curry, and you see, like I feel like most of the teams that we saw, most of the teams that we've seen in the playoffs, except for the 2 teams that are in the finals, we've seen them struggle to get a bucket. I mean, even the Warriors sometimes look like they struggle to find a bucket, but they have players who at any point can just chuck something up and it'll go down. The Warriors are doing it with threes though, like it's crazy. I mean, the Celtics been doing it with Tatum, but like I don't know, it's just the Warriors just at any time they can get a bucket. It's crazy.
It's also the Warriors' motion. They have a lot of motion on offense.
Right.
I feel like the Mavericks have a really good team defense, but they don't have a lot of, I would say, great on-ball defenders.
Right.
And they.
I'm not gonna let you get away with that because we played. The Mavericks played great. No. The Mavericks played great defense. Kayvon Looney was the problem. You couldn't get the defensive board. They got it's a second chance points. Yeah. They gotta go into this offseason and get somebody who can secure the board. That's literally
they were too little.
If you get the board, that possession's over. But they kept extending possessions. Like Look at the
A
numbers.
part of
Looney
playing
was
great, a part of playing great defense is getting rebounds. So
Yeah.
That's true.
technically,
I
that
mean,
game right.
the way they started, the adjustment that they made on the Suns, where they started picking them up before they got to like the 3-point line, they started switching early. I was like, yo, the Suns don't look like they figured this out like at all. Their defense was crazy on the Suns.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But yeah, if they get a big man, they could be a problem. Be a
I
real
feel
problem.
like the Suns are easier to guard than the Warriors, though.
Like, imagine if
In
they
terms of
had,
team defense.
if they got like JaVale McGee, that'd be a problem. I don't know. That'd be a problem.
Hey, shout out to Max Keebler, bro.
Yeah.
Why you shouting him out?
He don't do his job.
What do you mean?
You not getting no rebounds, bro. You a big man. Get some boards.
He
I
like
guess.
6'9".
He's 6'10", but it's like that's not his. That's like you complain about Dirk or something. Hey, get a block. That's not his game. He's a finesse 3-and-D player.
Yeah,
You need a center.
Shout
That's
out
like
Max.
complaining about JaVale McGee. Hey, bro, shoot a 3. Like if that ain't your game, you can't do that. That's not what you're here for. That's why they need to go get a center.
They need a
Shout out
center.
Max Keebler, bro.
Maxi Kleber is tough. If
My dog.
going into the
Oh,
offseason,
now he tough.
I wasn't hating on
Now
him.
he
I wasn't
tough.
hating on him. I'm just saying.
Oh, no, now he tough.
nah, you
Rebounds,
sized him. You said he was. You said what you say? Hey, we need to find what he said. Some stuff at, bro. I forgot what
Nah,
you
I
just
do
said.
remember you like when y'all was having that Luka argument about Luka over Dame. You was looking
Dame.
at teammates and you pointed
Yeah.
out Keebler as being a key teammate, and I was like Keebler okay, but he's not.
Yeah,
nothing
he's
crazy.
okay.
You just said
And I'm talking about Eli.
But Swati just said he
Yeah,
tough.
you called him tough too. He's not
You
tough.
called him
He's
tough.
okay.
He is a pivotal person on this team.
That's what
Going
I was
forward.
thinking.
It's pretty easy to be.
Hey,
Pretty,
listen, every
easy
take
to
No,
be
I
only
pivotal.
because there's not a lot of players who do what he
I was gonna
does.
say it's pretty
It's-
easy to be pivotal when your whole team is not that good outside of Luka and Brunson.
True, but it's how many
Dinwiddie
6'10"
didn't
players
like
you know who could defend
Dinwiddie,
inside
Dinwiddie.
and outside and shoot
Yeah.
threes?
Yeah. No, I'm saying if
That's
I
literally
really,
all he has to do. He can't get boards. He probably can't has no post defense, but inside and outside, like when a ball handler, he could switch and shoot threes. Like that's really good. Like it's him, Dorian Finney-Smith, Jalen Brunson, and Luka. There's only 4 they need to care about. Everybody else could get lost.
So basically,
Get
you
a
saying
center.
he's big for no reason.
even they say Aiden.
No.
I think Aiden.
You
I don't
hate
know.
Nothing the big can do.
I don't
What you
think
mean? He plays good interior defense. He just doesn't like. He's not.
You say
A
he can't play. He
typical
can't
center.
get boards and he can't play defense down low. That's what you basically
Look at
just
how.
said.
Look up his block numbers. Look it up. I don't got a lot. He plays defense. I'm just saying he doesn't play it like JaVale McGee does. You know what I'm saying?
Do y'all think they have the ability to get a big man? Because you know Aiden had
Yeah.
the issue with the Suns. You know what I'm saying? What if they get Aiden? That'd
No.
be crazy.
That'd be nice.
No, that would be dumb.
Why would that be done?
Why?
Why
'Cause
would
they
you
had
want
to pay him?
Aiden? Yeah, no. Well, you have to pay him, and you just seen what he just did.
Yeah, he was playing a little soft. But
I
I,
don't-
think if they get Aiden off the pick and roll with Luka, that'd be crazy because he
Listen,
can hit
you
a
never
mid
know.
range.
All right, so all right. There's no point to pay a center over 20 million unless they are Joel Embiid or Jokic. Tell me the
That's
reason
fair.
why. We've just seen 2 centers that the Mavericks beat who get paid, who either get paid that or about to get paid that. They just beat Rudy Gobert, who gets 30 million. They beat Ayton, who's about to get 30 million. Who did they lose to? Kayvon Looney. How much he get paid? There's no point of paying a center that much to eat up your cap, bro. You go
Yeah,
get,
but I don't think that's. I mean, well, okay, you're right to eat up your cat. I don't think it's. But I think that those teams. Well, I guess because they was paying their center. You're right. Maybe.
Thank
But
you.
like, but those teams, both of those teams, their stars just fell short. Honestly, booking CP should have been enough to beat them.
Is Ayton not a star on that team too?
Aiden is a star. Aiden is a star.
Is
But
Gobert not a star on the Jazz?
he also is a star.
Yeah.
He is a
So
star
then
on that team.
my point stands. Do not pay a center. Go find JaVale McGee
Yeah,
was
JaVale McGee.
was doing more stuff than Ayton. I'm
Yeah, he
slicing
was.
it, but
I think
but
his style of play would have been more impactful than.
he was serviceable,
Yeah,
and then
much
you could
more.
and you could put that money somewhere else in the wings.
Yeah,
That's team building today. Unless you haven't beat or Jokic, it's no point to pay a center a lot of money because it ain't
yeah,
the drop off that you getting from Aiton to JaVale McGee to Bismack Biyombo was playing in that series, remember? And he was
yeah.
getting blocks and playing
Yeah,
defense. So I
he was
mean,
switching too. He was playing perimeter defense. He was playing well.
so
Yeah,
why would you pay somebody who was a shell of themselves 30
yeah.
million? I just don't see it. I
He
think
was
it'd be
just
dumb.
soft. He's soft.
But that's was Gobert's excuse. He got no offensive game, but he's still getting 30 million. It's just no point. You go
Yeah,
get Mo Bamba.
yeah. I think that's what they're gonna do. I think
I want Mo Bamba.
I feel like that would be good for the Suns. I think, but
With the Suns
I
to get
don't
Mo
know.
Bamba?
Yeah,
Why the hell? They better go pay Aiton.
nah. I don't think they're gonna pay Ayton, bro.
Man.
Would you pay him after this? Would you pay him? You just said
After
no.
the
Not the
I
money
just
he's
went on.
asking. Not the money he asking for.
Yeah.
Not
I'm
the
Yeah,
trading
money
nah.
him.
I mean, I feel like he's gonna test the market, and some team, but some team is gonna pay him if he's on the
He's
market.
restricted.
I
I'm
feel like he's
doing the
gonna demand
signing
a
trade.
trade. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
I'm
probably
doing the signing trade. I want something back for him.
that Mo Bamba. That's what I'm saying. I think they're gonna try to get Mo
Gonna
Bamba.
trade him to the Magic. That is crazy.
That's crazy.
That's
What
They
they
not
gotta do
trading
is
to the
get-
Magic,
wow.
bro. They got the
Why?
first pick because they got the
They
first
need,
pick.
bro. They need
Oh,
assets. What assets can you get from the Magic, bro?
They got the. Did you say they got
They
the
not
first
getting the first pick.
They're not
I
getting the
was
first
saying
pick.
I was
for
saying
Aiden,
he's
bro.
not getting traded there
Yeah,
because they
they're
have the
not.
first pick and they're gonna take like Chet Holmgren or something.
Yeah, they're not getting the first pick for Aiden, bro. No.
But you don't think because they're gonna get Chet, they don't need Mo Bamba, so they get traded.
But they're
wait,
not going to
Other
trade away
center?
their first for
right.
Aiden, though.
I see what you're saying. I wasn't getting. Hey man, honestly, Aiden will make a good 4.
All right, Ethan, please
That's
moderate this. This nigga's
That's
wild.
crazy. Hey, yo.
Hey, they said the same thing about the Cavs. All right, that's all I'm gonna say.
They got Laurie Markkinen at the 3. That's crazy.
How's
They
that
make
work,
the
bro?
Exactly. If they ain't trade, if Ricky Rubio ain't get hurt, they would have upset some teams, bro. You know it.
All right, Celtics and Heat. They went to a game 7. Celtics pulled it out in Miami. The game went down to the wire, and it was a play at the end of the game. The score is 96-98, and Jimmy Butler gets a rebound, pulls up for a 3, and he breaks it. What do y'all think about this shot? Did y'all like that shot? Did you think it was a good play, or Jimmy should have went for the 2? What do y'all think?
I thought it was a stupid shot. I was texting Saudi. I was texting the chat. I was like, bro, why did he shoot that? Bro, like he could have got fouled. He could have tried to go to the rim and get the foul because he's great at getting contact. He was getting the whistle the whole game. So I don't see why he ain't try to. At least if you go for the layup and it's a good contest, then that's just a good defensive play. But like he tried to go for the win. And I don't know. I just felt like that was a bad play. I feel like it was a bad play. First of all, even if he hit the shot, he still would have left time. He still would have left time for the Celtics. I feel like he could have tried to like, dribble and then hit the last shot or a layup or something. Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's other things, but I understand it's a spare of the moment. They had the momentum. And if he hit that shot, he's a hero. But he literally didn't sit out the whole game. Bruh is tired. No timeout. Kyle Lowry done wasted a timeout. A few possessions back. He's exhausted.
Kyle Lowry is wild, bro.
He's the worst. Kyle Lowry is the worst. First of all, I was rooting for the Heat because I just wanted the Heat to win. For some reason, I just don't like the Celtics. But I mean, honestly, I like Jason Tatum. I like their coach. I like the things about the Celtics, but I just don't really care for the Celtics overall. But so I don't know. I was like rooting for the Heat, but just everything was against the Heat. Kyle Lowry is terrible. The refs was like I don't know. The refs were making some real weird calls. That the way they took away that 3, I'd never seen that before happen in basketball. It was just a weird game. It was a very weird game, and somehow the Heat managed to make it a very close game. I feel like the Heat should everything should have led to a Heat blowout, but they somehow made it close. And then the cherry on top was Jimmy missing that free throw. That 3 after he played so well throughout the game. It was a good game, but it was just wow.
I don't know, bro. I see both sides. Like you swayed me a little bit with your argument, but I still see both sides. It's like you said the thing about time. Either way, it would have been time left for them because you have to either attack or shoot. Because you attack because you're not waiting. It's a fast break. You can't wait for the defense to get back. So either way, the Celtics would have had time. And yeah, he played the whole game, so he was tired. Maybe he was tired of Al Horford. Al Horford been that's a big guy. And I ain't mad at the shot, bro. I'm not.
That's a crazy shot.
He hit the same shot earlier in the game, I think in the third quarter. So it's not.
Yeah, but the game's not on the line.
He played another 12 minutes straight.
Yeah, game's not on the line then. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so all right, look at it like this. Let's say he goes to the rim, makes the 2, no foul. He just gets the 2.
Yeah.
And you just say he played the whole game. Now he has to play more game. He said it's either we're winning or we're losing right here.
Yeah,
he's tired, bro.
Yeah. I'm not gonna kill him off the shot. I get it. Because if he hit that shot, Jimmy, he's a legend. That's a playoff legendary shot. If he hit that jump, that's an all-time great playoff shot. Game 7, crazy. But I don't know. He had I don't know. I just feel like he should have because he was getting the foul the whole time. Al Horford was playing well, but he had made layups on Al Horford early in the game. Jimmy was unstoppable. He was basically unstoppable. I guess that's how he felt like he could take the shot. I don't know. It's just when I seen the shot, it was short. I was like, bro, why did he do that? I don't know.
I wish he would have made it, bro.
He would have made it.
It was 2K. It would have said bad shot selection, bro. It wasn't his best.
It wasn't his wide open, good shot selection.
It would have been early, early, late. It wouldn't have been no slightly early, none of that, bro.
You know the bar go up quicker when you do it off the
dribble, and he tired.
Tired on transition. This bar would have went up too quick.
He would have lost his takeover after that one, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm not mad. I think they played a good, considering what they had. Tyler Hero was injured. They tried to play him for a little bit. He was unplayable. He was terrible. They sat him the rest of the game. They just had everything working against them. Victor Oladipo was playing terribly, which in prior games he was playing pretty well. He came out not doing anything. Bam did play okay though. Bam was horrible in almost every other game except for game 2. He was horrible, but he came out pretty aggressive and he was playing pretty well. So with Bam and Jimmy playing at the peak of their powers, it was enough to keep them in the game. But the Celtics are just stacked. They have a superstar. That's the difference. They have Tatum is a superstar. He's a superstar now. He has to be. He took out KD, Giannis, and playoff Jimmy. He's a superstar.
Yeah, I will say the Celtics kind of worry me down the stretch because they let the Heat back into the game after leading double digits. That's not a good look. If you play the Warriors are going to beat you down the stretch. If you if you let them, give them opportunities, I think the Warriors are going to capitalize on the mistakes, not the mistakes that the Heat don't.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that game should have been a blowout. They were winning. They were up the end of the first quarter. They're up 17 or something like that. It was something crazy. That game should have been a blowout. I thought it was over. I was just there's nothing else on, so let me just keep watching. And then Jimmy Butler started going crazy, and he started taking over by himself. But like you said, with the Warriors, they got they have 4 players that can do that. So
5.
Who's the 5th? 4.
Who was your 4?
I'm
counting Draymond.
That can go off.
Do?
offensively.
Draymond's very valuable.
He said,
I'm
"Go
not saying
off."
he's not valuable, but I'm just saying that can have offensive explosions that are like can go down the court and just drop buckets at any time. They have four
Okay,
players.
I thought you was talking about.
Yeah, I was like,
value. I thought you was talking about in terms of like value. I thought you was talking about value. My fault.
nah. No, good because the Heat have valuable players. But the problem with the Heat was that the Heat didn't have somebody who can get a bucket anytime they wanted, except for Jimmy Butler. Like Jimmy Butler, every time he either would go to the free throw line or he'll force his bucket. Like the Celtics have multiple players that can do that. Mostly Tatum, but Brown get his when he wants to, and Smart can hit. He can hit a lot of shots.
Don't say that about Brown after you said what you said. don't say it. Nah, I ain't gonna let you slight him right now. I will expose you, bro.
Boy, bro, chill out, bro. Just chill out, bro.
Nah, now you gotta say it, bro.
Nah,
What
let's
you say?
relax, bro.
Would you can't bring something to the pod and not say it.
Eli, you want me to say it? I'm gonna slice it, or you want him to say
Chill out, bro.
it? Nah, cause you ain't even had to do him like that. I ain't like the way you slighted him. He was like, I mean, Jalen get his when he want to. Like,
No, what you mean? I said he get no. He don't always get his. He get plucked a lot. I said that. I said, all right. This is what I said. Basement Bros fans, don't judge me. Don't take my sports take card.
Hey, get ready to timestamp.
I don't even want to say it.
Yo. Hold up.
I said Jalen.
Let me get the notes up.
Nah, this
Wow,
joint fire.
man.
It's the best take I ever heard in my life.
All right.
I said when I don't want to say it.
Nah, I read it, bro. It's all good.
Nah, bro, we gonna lose followers, bro. Chill, bro.
Bro, what did you say, bro? All right.
Nah,
All right.
they
What you
need to
say,
hear
bro?
this. This joint funny. I'm sorry, bro.
All
But
right,
you did it to
All right,
yourself.
bro.
You slighted him, bro. I was gonna let it go by.
You slight him. He don't be cooking. All right.
All right.
So I said when I watch his game when he's hot, like when he's like, he had a game. All right, he had a game against the Bucks. I think it was game 3. No, it was game 3 or 4 where he was just cooking. I think that was game 2. It was game 2 at home
When they dropped 40, right?
Yeah, when he dropped 40. I said that when he's hot, he reminds me of an extremely poor, impoverished, a poor man, broke man's Michael Jordan. His game is the way his move selection, the moves, his mid-range game, the way he you know what I'm saying, the way he moves is similar to Michael Jordan, just in movements, not in skill. Huh?
It wasn't the first time you said this.
Really?
I just searched through my phone and typed in Jordan.
Because that's what it reminds me of.
So
You said this
not the way,
before,
so not
too.
skill, but the way he moved.
Just his move, just the way like his shot, the way he shoots his shots, the way he like his game when it goes. He doesn't go in as much as Michael Jordan, but he tries to do a Jordan-esque move.
You ever seen those little face swaps where they put like half the one player's face on this side and half? We got to do them with Jordan. And Jordan, bro. I'm gonna stay up all night learning how to Photoshop just to do that.
Bro,
bro.
you gotta chill, bro.
That's gonna be tough.
You gotta chill, bro. But nah, bro, you get what I mean, bro.
Nah.
That take wasn't even as crazy as y'all made
It's
it
not,
seem.
but it's
bro.
just funny.
Yeah,
He was like, he prefaced like, bro, don't judge me. It might be blasphemous.
Because I already know, so I'm saying somebody who's not all-time great, saying that they have anything close to Michael Jordan. I already know how people gonna take it. So I gotta preface it.
Jaylen Brown is tough, but
He tough.
I only brought it up because you did slightly. You was like they got Tatum, but I mean Jalen he alright. He did that right.
He's inconsistent though. You gotta agree. He's inconsistent.
He's inconsistent. He just gets plucked.
Huh?
I just think he gets plucked. That's not consistent because you can consistently pluck him. That's consistent. He consistently gets plucked.
Nah,
he's very consistent.
He was getting plucked. He was getting plucked a lot. Well, he was getting plucked a lot towards the end of the Bucks.
That's
Yeah, he gets fucked.
consistency. What do
Yeah,
you mean? He's very
yeah.
consistent, but he gets buckets. He's tough. I
Nah, he
told
don't
you,
always get buckets
he's
though.
the. I think right now in the league, he's might be the second best finisher at the rim. I think
Nah,
so. I think so. Have you
that's
seen his
Mm,
lays, his layup package, and his
Ja,
dunk package?
Kyrie.
yeah. He
Okay,
don't let.
third.
Yeah,
I
he
give you
don't let
Ja. I
better
forgot
than
about
Ja.
Ja. I've only had Kyrie above him. That's not bad. Ooh, moved him one spot down. That's still high. His dunk
Nah,
and layup package
I
is
gotta
A
think
little
crazy.
bit
about
of
it.
Braun.
Yeah, his layup practice not
Bron
better
be
than.
missing. Bron be blowing layups now at his age. He be smoking layups. He
But
still
okay.
But LeBron will have 30 and blow
But
one
yeah, I'm saying
layup.
I
Come on,
still
bro.
trust Braun going to
But
the rack
Jalen,
more
have you
than
seen his layup
Tatum, bro.
package, bruh? It's
I have.
I trust
tough.
Braun. I
He
trust
is.
Braun.
I'm not. Listen. I just said he moved like Jordan. I understand that he tough when he on. I get it when he on, but he has a lot of games. He has a lot of games where he'll be off, and he'll be off for a good minute. He'll be very quiet for 2-3 quarters.
I do agree with that. I do
He'll be
agree with that.
off for 2-3 quarters. Like it's been multiple times this series that like he has an explosion, like, or he has a really good quarter and he's very quiet the rest of the game, or he has a quiet game and he gets hot and he takes a lot of shots. It's not like he don't get shots. He takes a good amount of shots.
He's
So
a
I don't know.
consistent low 20 scorer.
Yeah,
Consistent, very consistently
like I wouldn't
20,
even.
21, 22.
But I'll give it to you. He's an all-star. He's an all-star for sure. I think he's an all-star. I mean, I just think Tatum, when he's hot, is scary. He can get whatever he wants. Like it doesn't matter the defense or nothing. That's the difference between, I guess, him and what the Heat had. Because it's crazy because I thought the Heat were going to lose in like 6 because the way they were playing against the Sixers, I thought that series was terrible. That was a very hard series to watch.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I watched one game of
I
that.
didn't watch the game. I didn't watch the game of that.
You should, it's good, honestly. Those games were horrible. They were very
and
boring.
Embiid missed like 2-3 games. Yeah, all right.
Those were the best games, honestly.
I'm not gonna lie, watching the Heat play is not that fun. Unless Jimmy's going off.
I was about to say, this was a good series.
If Jimmy's going off, Jimmy was going off this series, but
I can't even say this was a good series because most of the games were blowouts. But the last 2 games were very good.
This whole playoffs has been blowouts.
No, the game before last and the last game were very good.
Yeah, last 2 games. Yeah.
But yeah, they were good. But yeah, all right. It's enough about those teams. Well, I guess not.
All right, man. Let's move on to the finals matchup.
Yeah, it's time.
Celtics are going against the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. Now, who wants to get their take off first?
Gentlemen sweep.
Wow.
I'm assuming you're going Warriors or Celtics.
Yeah. Celtics ain't ready for that.
Oh, okay.
Where's the vibe? Wow. It's before I make my take, I can't gauge the talent level between the East and the West. Like I don't know. Like the Celtics took down some like monsters on the way to the finals. Like if the Warriors beat them in 5, that means the West is just not like the East is not even remotely close to the West.
Yeah.
Like
it's not.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, like I think the Warriors had their top 4 teams were better than what the first 2 in the East, or they had like similar records or something like that.
The Nets had all right. Let's. The Nets had just made a trade for a guy who didn't even suit up for them, so they took away all their depth.
Yeah,
and they were playing against all 6 guards, and they swept them. The Bucks was missing their all-star, which I said would be a factor, and which it turned out to be, because just like you were saying about the Heat, they needed someone to create a bucket.
Yeah.
The Heat needed someone to create a bucket. Tyler Hero was hurt. I mean, I'm not saying their path was easy. Those are very good teams, but they all were missing something.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, but that's how it goes sometimes. That's what happened.
Oh yeah.
That's how the Suns made it last year.
Yeah. But now we're here.
Right.
That other team ain't missing nobody. They're actually getting better.
Yeah.
Iggy's coming back, and Gary Payton II is coming back.
Really?
Yes.
I thought Gary Payton was done for the season. I thought it was
No.
over.
You-
Dang,
no.
it's over. Yeah, it's over. I didn't know he was coming back. It's over. They got too many bodies to throw at Tatum now.
Yeah.
It's over.
They got 2 rookies, Moses Moody and Kuminga. They played against the Mavs. I was like, what? He put them in? Cashing threes, playing defense. I'm like, you got Wiggins, you got Draymond, you got Kayvon Looney, you got the Splash Brothers, Jordan Poole. Don't forget about him. Like,
Yeah.
that's
I
9.
mean-
We just named like 9 players right there. The
I
Celtics
mean-
don't have that type of depth. They got good defense, but how good is your defense gonna be when the guy's pulling from 40 feet? I mean,
That's what I'm saying. I like I'm very interested to see how this defense that they've been playing fares against the best team in the Western Conference, because that defense has been given all of the Eastern Conference teams problem. I mean, I think Milwaukee did a good job of matching their intensity, same as the Heat. The Heat did a good job of matching their intensity, and I know that the Warriors have the ability to match their intensity too. But it's just like the Celtics, one, they're really well coached. I think I think coaching is a wash. You gotta say coaching is probably a wash between them two. I think
wouldn't say a lot. I'd still give you don't give the edge to Kerr.
I'll give the edge to Kerr.
I mean, I think Kerr has a better tools to play with. He has the best shooter of all time. I feel like if you switch the teams, I think what's his name would do just as good as a job with.
I also think he makes good adjustments as well.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Definitely.
But I think he's made really good.
Ime is a great
Ime
coach.
made great-
I am
yeah, I
not
think
slighting
it's a wash.
Ime at all.
I think it's a
I
wash.
just don't think it's a wash.
I don't think it's a wash. I have to give Curry the
has been
edge.
here.
I have to give Kerr the edge. I have to.
How many times has Kerr been here already?
Kerr has been to every time Kerr's been in the playoffs, he's gone to the finals every single time.
That's got to give some. Ime, he's a rookie coach. He's been in the NBA before. He's a player, so he knows. But Kerr's a player too, so that's a wash. But
I mean,
as
okay,
a coach,
I'm not mad at it.
it's not a big edge. It's just like I've been here before. I might know how things are done, how the refs might call it, like what plays might be done in what situation. Like it's just little ticks like that. I feel like can give you the edge. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying. I think if you switch teams, I'm not saying I don't think Kerr will get there. Kerr might be able to get there, but I think Ime could get to the finals too. That's all. I think Ime could get that team to the finals too. They're deep. They're super deep. You know what I'm saying? And he made. They never played like that before. Those are his adjustments. He's made Jason Tatum a playmaker. They make the right pass. Jason Tatum has become a playmaker. Like, that's the one thing I've noticed about his game that's crazy. It's like when he gets double teamed, he always makes the right pass. And they were talking about it on a broadcast about how coming into the season, Ime said that his goal was to make everybody on his team a playmaker. They make the right pass. Like, that's what like I don't know, like it's very interesting how he's transformed this team. And like, they've made it to the Eastern Conference Finals multiple times, but it's like his coaching has been the difference.
Okay, but I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna let you get away with that. Everybody on Golden State is a playmaker, and they've been doing it. That's my point.
No,
so you're just talking about something new versus something established. That's what I feel like. You're looking at the new shiny toy. But I don't think it's a wash because you're looking at the new shiny toy. Yeah, he's changed changed it up, but this has already been done in Golden State. Everyone makes there.
Okay, I'm just saying.
We just talked about earlier the motion offense, everybody passing, everybody moving, everybody running.
But he was able to implement that. He was able to implement that in 1 year and got his team to the finals.
So did Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr did the same. But I would say the Celtics struggled at first. They struggled at first too. It was adjusting.
And it's longevity.
Credit for that. And it's like you said, longevity for sure. 5 years.
That's what I'm saying. Just because he has longevity doesn't mean that he's a better coach. He's just had the opportunity to coach longer than Ime has had the opportunity to coach. Doesn't mean he's
but
a better
I also
coach.
think experience experience goes into coaching. That all goes into him being a better coach, I would say.
Uh,
Would be
I,
him being in
I
the playoffs and being in the finals for what
I
this
think
is
some
what their
people I
fifth
think
or
some
sixth
people
trip
are
now.
savants. I think some people can do something longer than somebody. Some people can do something longer than somebody, and yes, experience does
But
help.
they did the same thing, is what we're saying, and he's doing it
Yes,
continuously.
but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I'm not trying to diminish Steve Kerr at any point. I'm just saying that if you look at what this dude does, he's done everything Steve Kerr has done. Everything that y'all are saying that Steve Kerr did, he did. His first year being a head coach, same way how you said every time he's been in the playoffs, literally, I mean, it's his first time, but every time he's been in the playoffs, his team went to the finals too.
He's 1-for-1.
Yeah, he's 1-for-1. Bro, that's
All right.
impressive, bro. He took that, bro. They swept
Chris Middleton
KD.
was injured.
Did they swept KD?
Chris Middleton was injured.
Swept him. Yo, like that's like I don't know,
Chris
like what
Middleton
they
was
y'all can't
even
try.
no. I'm not gonna let y'all get away with that because y'all said that the Nets suck. So
do.
y'all was talking about how the Nets suck. So
Yes, I'm him.
them sweeping the net. I'm not gonna let y'all give him credit
that's
for
him.
sweeping the net.
I said the Nets suck, but I didn't think they was gonna get swept. There's a difference between sucking and getting swept. The
way people was talking about the Nets, it was like, okay, it's not surprising. The Nets
They suck.
I'm not gonna let you get away with that. I'm not gonna let you get away with that because I thought the Hawks suck coming into the playoffs. The Hawks win a game. They got swept. They have KD. KD come into the season. Remember, we talked about it. You said KD was the best player in the world. I didn't think he was gonna get swept. Like they swept him. I don't know what he's done this season, and what we're talking about is a moot point. Who cares? If Steve Kerr is slightly better, that's fine. But I'm just saying what he has done is incredible. Like he has got that team like working like a well-oiled machine. They're finding the right person. Everybody's making great passes.
Break down.
And yeah. I mean, they might. But I'm saying like I think if there's any like. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think they're gonna get gentlemen swept. I say all this to say I think I got the Warriors in 6. They're gonna win more games. The Warriors.
I would say Warriors in 6 too. I think they're just a way more experienced team. I think the way the Warriors play is just it's hard to guard them, and you need like supreme talent to beat them.
Warriors in 6,
or you need them to be injured, or you need them.
I won't be surprised if it goes to 7. I won't be surprised if it goes to 7. Cause like you said, bro, Swag,
I don't know.
We watched the Mavs game, like you said. The Mavs played close games with them. Like the Mavs were able to. You don't think you think the Celtics? You don't think the Celtics are better than the Mavs?
So all right, in March, the Celtics played the Mavs. I was really excited for that game because both of those teams. This is when they was both hot. The Mavs was hot. Celtics was hot. They were both hot since 2022 hit. I couldn't wait to watch that game, and it was everything I expected. It was a playoff atmosphere game. The Mavericks won. I'm not saying that makes them better, but they both brought the defenses. You know how they both had like great defenses,
right?
And the Mavericks went out of there with the win. So that goes to show like they can be beat by a Western Conference team. And I think
I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is a series. This isn't one game. Like okay, they beat them in a regular season game, but I'm talking about like with adjustments, with the coaches having a chance to make adjustments. I think
and the Mavericks got beat very badly by the Warriors.
Yeah, but
I just think I'm using transitive property here.
I don't think that matters, and let me tell you why.
And look at but before you go, look at the Memphis series. The Memphis series, I think the Memphis series was a good indication that it might not be as easy for the Warriors as you think. I think the Celtics are a better team than that Memphis team. You don't think so?
I don't know.
I think this is the best. I think this is the best opponent that the Warriors are going to play in the playoffs. I think it's going to
be. That's how the finals work.
I mean, that's not always
barring
work.
It should be.
Yeah. It
yes.
It depends on which, if the East is as good as the West this year. But But I think this is gonna be their best opponent this year, and I think that like I'm not saying the Mavs had a chance to win the series, but there were games like in every game except for like game 3, the Mavs were in it, and I think they were Memphis were played this like I'm just saying I won't be surprised if it goes to 7. I won't.
All right, let me ask you a question: who's better, are the Heat or the Mavs?
Yeah, I'd say I think the Mavericks would beat them in a series.
Yeah,
So
I
in
feel
that,
like
that's
Mavericks
so.
too.
Using your example against you, wouldn't that mean like they went to 7 against the Heat? So what they gonna do against the Warriors?
Yeah, no, but I think that's a matchup problem though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just
And
keep. I don't know if that example just
I
keeps
think
working.
the
It's also
matchup.
it does.
about
I don't
matchups.
think it works at all. But I'm just thinking. Look,
I think the Celtics
when
match
they
up
when it
well with
all right
them.
when they went against the Heat, right? Let's use the Heat. Would the Celtics win against the Heat?
Yeah.
Were they a very potent offense? Would you say they weren't scoring that many points?
Who?
Some games they didn't get to 100. The
Who?
Celtics and the Heat.
Yeah, no, because they were very defensive games.
And here's where the Warriors come in. They have both ends. They
But the
can
Celtics
stop
do
you from.
too.
They
Celtics
stopping
do
the
too.
Warriors from getting to 100.
I'm not saying they can stop the war. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying Tatum don't play 2 bad games. So far this series, he hasn't played 2 bad games.
Okay,
So
we
he can have
just
one
came from
bad
saying
game. You said
we
what?
just came from saying they was one bucket getter away from beating the Celtics, the Heat, and that bucket getter was injured. They had him on the team. He just got hurt. So like, what are we doing? They got 4 bucket getters and defenders. Ask Luca. Luca can get a bucket at any time. Andrew
Yeah.
Wiggins was making it more difficult. Draymond would come over and rotate. You have to have
Luka stopper.
the Mavericks have they would spread it out 5 shooters, and you still they would hide Steph Curry. You know how impressive that is to hide Steph Curry on defense. That is the most impressive thing I've seen
But I
out
think
of anything they've done, because
I
that
think-
means he's fresh on offense. And he's not getting exposed on defense. If they could do that against the Mavericks, they can do that. I'm not saying they can do it, but if they can do it against the Celtics as well, I don't see the series going long.
no,
Because
but
it's like
I
you
think-
have the offense with the defense. The defense is what matters.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't. I don't think I think the Celtics have more capable two-way scorers, two-way
no.
players. They have more two-way players than the Mavs. They have more
They're-
two-way players. Than the
Are you
Mavs.
leaving? They were going to leave
I don't
Derek
know
White
about
in the
that.
corner.
They have, huh?
Unless Grant Williams does what he did against the Bucks. What was that, game 6 or game
Yeah,
7 when he had like
8-3?
30 points?
Yeah, 8-3.
You think he's doing that again?
I think the Celtics and the Mavs have similar talent, kind of
I
similar.
think the
talent.
Mavs have better shooters.
Nah.
They have better shooters, and I mean, outside of Brown and Tatum,
Nah, Al Horford been shooting out his mind this playoffs.
I
So
hope
he's
Look
this
at
is
his
a
playoff
dog.
3-point percentage. His playoff 3-point it's
But
probably
can you put 5 people out there right on the Celtics and spread the Warriors out? Because if not, Draymond's coming to help. Unless you can get Draymond somewhere,
Yeah, they have.
you could.
I think they have enough
You
scoring.
can't.
They have
could.
enough
He's not going to
scoring.
let that
You
happen.
They have enough scoring. They have good. They have scoring, bro. They have.
You think the
They're
Mavericks
not-
didn't think? Do you
They're
think
not
Jason
as
Kidd? Do you think
elite
Jason
shooters as the
Kidd?
Mavericks,
Hey,
but they have people that can shoot.
What's
do you think
the,
Jason Kidd is a good coach, a good point guard?
I think so. Yeah.
You don't think that he thought of the things that y'all are saying to do to get
He don't have
Draymond
the
out of the
personnel.
lane?
It's the personnel. I don't think. I think the Celtics.
And I'm
have better
saying the Mavericks
personnel.
have better shooting personnel. They have a
Yeah.
better chance of spreading you out.
Yeah, but shooting isn't. That's the thing about being a 3-point team. You live with the 3. You die with the 3. I think the
I don't think the
Celtics.
Celtics play like that. Yeah.
I think the Celtics can score in more ways than the Mavericks can. The Mavericks game was Luka go to the basket, pop, kick out. That's their game. I think that the Celtics can get better shots than the Mavs were getting, like way better shots than the Mavs were getting.
We'll see, bro. I don't see.
I don't know, man.
I
Listen,
got Warriors in 6. Warriors in 6 or 7.
Yeah, I got Warriors in 6. This is the thing. I got Warriors in 6 too. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 7. I won't be
Bro,
surprised.
they won a game 93-80, bro. Bro.
I get it, but that's one of the only. Every other game, the Celtics scored over 100 points.
Yeah,
That's
and
just one example.
And you can't, bro. The Heat have really good defenders. Like the Heat have good individual players. They just ain't. They don't have consistent. They don't have enough consistent scoring. That in a series, their scoring can outshine. But the Heat can put together some good games. Like you can't do that. Come on, the Heat have enough individual pieces that in a game, if they play to the peak of their powers, they can play an amazing game.
Like, and we're not saying that
Max
the Celtics are going to win.
Giving them problems.
We're not saying that the Celtics are going to win. We're just saying the Warriors, they're going to win. They can win 2 games, right?
What is
the 2 games.
Jordan?
So you saying there's no chance? There's no chance they win more than 1 game. You don't think it's no chance they win more than 1 game?
Can win 2.
So
I guess. I'm being funny. I don't.
Okay.
They could get swept. I would be more.
You would be more. You would be more.
Are winning this series a gentleman's sweep.
Okay,
that's what I'm gonna say, bro. Max Strus. They couldn't do shit with Max Strus. They was just lucky he missed his shots from game 3 to 4.
Yeah, he literally made 0 shots.
Yeah.
Max percentage.
What's the
percentage of the Celtics winning?
Man, y'all get
What's the percentage of the Celtics?
Y'all about to piss me off. Actually, you actually about to Max.
What's the percentage of Celtics winning, bro? You don't get the Celtics no chance of winning the finals.
No, Max Strus.
That's your reason why. Max Strus.
I don't know.
Max Strus not even that.
Let's name shooters: Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry.
Let's look at this. Kyle Lowry had 15, bro. They let Kyle Lowry get 15.
Kyle Lowry 15 points. Is that crazy?
Nah, that might be your best argument. Kyle Lowry, I'm sorry, yo, Kyle Lowry.
My man is 37 years old. Bro.
Look at the roster. Look at the roster that they was going against that they was having trouble with. Let's look at all 3 teams rosters that they was having trouble with. Well, not 3 because they swept the Nets.
Don't do it. The Bucks are tough.
The Bucks are tough, bro. If Chris Middleton doesn't get injured, the Bucks are probably going against the Warriors right now.
The Bucks have,
but he was injured, and he's a pivotal. He's their second best player. What do you?
Yeah.
But you acting like Giannis. You acting like going to 7 with Giannis.
Giannis is it's not. But he's the best player in the world. That's why it's not that crazy.
Yeah.
But he was also missing his second best player. Yeah, that's a big thing, and they still went 7.
Yeah, I mean,
they had Grayson Allen buckets.
Hey man, Elijah, these are not Holiday, bro.
They're not playing no more Grayson Allens. There's no more Grayson Allens. Jordan Poole is the fourth option, whatever you want to call it. He's better than the second best option that they faced.
He's a defensive. He's not that good on defense. He be getting exposed.
Okay. Did you just say Jordan Poole?
He's be switching to get the Jordan Poole defensive matchup. They be switching. He might be the person they're gonna switch to. He's gonna get exposed.
Tyler Hero was hurt. So who's the second option on the Heat?
Jimmy.
Second option.
Bam.
Oh, Bam.
Offensively.
Bam was horrible this year.
You don't got Tyler Hero. Who else gonna pass to?
Game 2 and Game 7, he was balling out though.
Oladipo was hooping one of them games.
Oladipo balled out Game 3, but they got
Oladipo. Jordan Poole is all right. He's giving
don't do that. Don't try to trash Victor Oladipo, bro. Come on, Victor Oladipo.
He was great, but he's hurt. He's been hurt. He's had too many surgeries. I'm sorry. I'm talking about today.
Game 3, he had more points than all of the starters combined.
You're making my point.
Oh yeah, that was.
What are you saying? He's struggling to get to 100.
Game 4.
Game 4. Yeah,
it was 102 to 8. It was 102 to 82. It was bad.
You don't think Jordan Poole could have done that, huh? If y'all don't get out my face, bro.
Nah,
man, it's like, bro, Warriors are gonna win the chip, bro. It's gonna be a bunch of Curry's better than LeBron and shit. You know, it's gonna be a bunch of conversations like that. Just get ready for it. Just get ready for it.
But I will give them one thing: Celtics, they are bigger, and that might count for some when I don't know what it'll count for, but it'll count for something.
The
'Cause
Mavs
they
are
have-
bigger.
What do you mean?
The Mavs are kind of bigger.
Mavs aren't big.
The Mavs don't got a center.
Yeah.
Neither do the Celtics.
They have two
Really?
centers.
Yeah, they have three
they're
centers.
like 6'8", 6'9". They're
Al
like the same
Horford-
height as Draymond.
Robert
And
Williams is
Kevon
like
Looney.
6'9", but Al Horford is 6'10", and
Yeah, Al Horford's
Daniel
like 6'10".
Tyson's about 6'9".
They
But
play
they
Tyson.
play bigger than they are.
Yeah, they got. Yeah,
Those are actual
just
centers.
a
Just like we
playoff
was talking about Maxi Kleber. Maxi Kleber might be taller than them, but that's not his game. He's a finesse player.
and Tice played during the Bucks series.
Oh.
Damn, they ain't even play him during this year.
Now they didn't play him during the last series.
They ain't even need him for the Heat.
I don't think they're gonna play him this series either. I'm not gonna.
I mean, they played him against the Bucks. Why wouldn't they play him for this? I mean, if they need him,
That's a different team. They are playing Brooke Lopez. This series they're playing Draymond and Kevon Looney. They don't need Tice.
Oh, you might. Hey, Kevon Looney.
No, I think Horford got him.
Hey, look,
All right.
Horford get rebounds. We don't gotta worry about him.
Horford
Horford
up.
get rebounds.
Kevon Looney.
He know Keebler.
Hey, Hey, clip that too. I want that. Because as soon as Kevon Looney have a 20 and 15 game, I want to come back.
Look what Kevon Looney did to Swatty, bro.
I mean, he could. I don't think he getting 20 and
56
15.
minutes. All right, 56 minutes in. All right.
All right, what?
Yeah.
Look at Swatty. Kevon Looney.
It's not like the Mavericks
This is
had,
his
the Mavericks
favorite
they have
player
no
now. Like,
trouble
bro,
with no other center. As soon as
Man,
Kevon
this
Looney
man,
came
he-
in,
This
Bro,
man
you
be
gonna
his
make me-
favorite
you
player.
gonna
Now,
make me root
now
for
that's
the-
his favorite player,
Bro,
bro.
you gonna make me root for the Celtics, bro. Come
I
on,
want
bro.
please.
I'm
please.
already rooting
I
for
can
the
call you
Celtics.
every
Run the
day.
squad, bro.
Nah, it's crazy because I want the Warriors to win, but after this conversation, I feel like I want Jason Tatum to win.
Give
Man.
Tatum
I like,
a ring, bro. Curry already got
24
three.
years old.
yeah,
Curry
God,
already
rush
got
it.
three, bro.
But it
why
ain't
everybody,
his
gotta,
damn.
why everybody gotta be 30 to win a ring,
Yeah,
bro?
come on,
I'm
son.
not saying you gotta be 30, but he has multiple. He has a lot of years left to go.
He done
This
been to
ain't
the
it.
Curry
He done been
been
to the Eastern
here a
Conference-
hell of times.
he done been to the
Let
Eastern
Tatum
Conference
get his
Finals
shit.
like 3 times already. It's his
Okay.
time.
Yeah, let
No,
Tatum get
it
his
ain't.
ring.
That's what you're not
Let Tatum
understanding. It's not
Let
his
Tatum
time.
get his ring. Let
You
Tatum
watch.
get his ring.
It's
gonna-
still
he gonna lock-
Steph's.
He gonna lot people doubted Kobe too, bro.
No,
He
they
gonna
didn't.
bring it out. Nah, you
When did
but
we doubt? Who doubted Kobe?
when they play, what you talking
Making
about?
stuff up now. We
Don't do that. When they first played the Celtics, that
They
first
lost.
yeah, they
They
lost.
They did lose, but I'm saying, but he came back and beat them. The
2
second
years
time.
later, what? No one ever doubted. They went to the finals the next year, and then the next they went to the finals 3 years in a row. No one doubted Kobe.
Nah, they thought they was gonna lose that series.
All right, bro. You about to blow me.
I remember it,
They
bro.
doubted Kobe.
Oh
They
man.
doubted him too, bro.
But
No,
Kobe
they
wasn't
didn't.
24. Kobe
was
was
like
like 30. he was like 30, bro.
And he was also like the best player in the league.
Bro, I'm not saying the situations are exactly alike. I'm just saying.
The situations are
I'm
nothing
just saying-
alike, actually.
I'm just saying sometimes
You're
people
further
can
than
rise.
they are.
God, bro.
Coach.
I'm just saying
Yeah,
sometimes
dude.
people can rise above doubt, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Tatum by the channel is inner Bron.
Yeah, bro.
Nah, you got
You thought Luka could do
We
it?
thought it was gonna be Luca, but it was gonna Tatum.
Hell,
We
I
thought
got-
Luca was gonna do it, but it's actually
you
Tatum.
thought Luka could do it. You really
Luka
thought
do what?
Luka could do it. That he could
But
beat
y'all
the-
really don't
beat
know.
the-
There was an energy
the,
transfer when Tatum
Warriors?
dunked on Bron.
Yeah, he couldn't. So I know damn sure Jason Tatum can't. What you mean?
Nah, it was an energy transfer when Tatum dunked on Bron. He gave him
All right,
some of his powers.
let me ask you this: you think if they switched teams and Luka had the Celtics, you think they're going to the finals?
Yes.
So you clearly think that the Celtics team is better than the Mavs team.
I don't
Why
think
you
Tatum's
say
taking that
yes
team to the
already?
finals. If he's on the Mavs, I don't think he's doing that.
He's not.
Or to the Western Conference Finals. No.
But no. That's talking about talent wise. You're talking
Yeah.
about talent wise.
That's what I'm
But
saying, talent wise. I'm saying
Talent
they
don't
have
mean
more-
everything. Are the Suns more talented than the Mavericks?
No. But I think
It's two different things. Better and talent wise. I mean,
no, but
you was asking me earlier about who was better, the Celtics or the Mavs. I'm talking about as constructed right now.
I don't think the Suns coach. I don't think the Suns coaching is better than. I don't think the Suns was being better coached than the Mavericks were. I think the Mavericks outcoached. I think the Jason Kidd outcoached was Monty Williams. I think he outcoached him.
Monty Williams.
He
Yeah,
outcoached him.
but you asked me two different things. You talking about let's switch them now. Let's see who will go further. Yes, I think the Celtics have more talent. I think Jaylen Brown is a better player than Jalen Brunson. So yeah, but
I
as
think
constructed as they are, I believe the Mavericks are better than the Celtics.
Yeah, but I think the Celtics have a better team, and I think the Celtics have I don't want to say better coaching than the Mavs, but I think they have better coaching than what the Suns had. I think this is gonna be the best team that the Warriors play. I feel like this game is gonna go. I think it's gonna be close games. I don't think there's gonna be no blowouts. I think they're gonna play close games. I even remember Draymond saying they struggled with them during the season. They struggled against them during the season.
All right.
Don't ever listen to nothing Draymond.
Hey, Draymond said they was going against the Celtics in the finals. They're going against the Celtics in the finals. What you mean? All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the Lakers. Let's talk about the
Why?
Lakers. Cause what you mean? Your favorite team got a new head coach, and they're gonna keep Russ. What you think about that? What you think about the hire? What you think about the hire?
Next season, I vote that we start talking about the Knicks instead of the Lakers.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, if we're gonna talk about bad teams on a week-to-week basis, I don't want to talk about the Lakers no more.
Bron play for the Lakers, so
Darvin Ham. I don't know how he will be as a coach. He's been an assistant his whole career, so it's a shot in the dark. I guess. Hopefully, he's good. I don't know any of his offensive philosophy. Is he a good defensive coach? I don't know. I don't know anything. Do you?
More so about Russ, though. Well, what do you think about Russ? I just put it there because it was a new hire.
Russ, same thing. Don't know what he's gonna do. Can he shoot? Can he not? I don't know. Hopefully he's not there by the season start. I don't know.
They're likely to keep Russ. They're going to keep Russ.
I mean, that's media headlines. You don't believe none of that.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah,
but, I think for Darvin Ham, I heard a lot of things about that he's a defensive coach. He's like a strong-minded coach. And they
look like a strong-minded coach. I'm not gonna lie. He look like he don't take no
you got chill on him, bro.
He look like he make him run suicides at training camp, bro.
Nah, high key. Like, bro, and I also think that a lot of people, when I was hearing people talk about him, they were saying he was very pivotal in coming up with the defensive scheme that Milwaukee runs, which is kind of concerning because they run a very old style of, like, they let you shoot threes. Basically, that's how they play defense. They bank on teams shooting and missing threes. That's they play like a 2000s type of defense. So I don't know. Hopefully he changes it based on personnel, and he is not just I don't know. I'm very weary about this hire, but I heard good things about the hire though. And a lot of people seem to be excited and said that he was the best person out of the pool that they were going to pick from. So that sounds good because he's more defensive minded as opposed to the offensive minded coaches that they had. And they don't really have an offensive team like that. They don't have shot makers on their team like that. So we'll see. I don't know. The Lakers are the Lakers. We'll see how they go. They need to do something because the team as constructed, I don't care who the coach is, it's not looking good.
All right. Go Mavs.
Go Mavs. Hey, go Portland.
That's crazy.
Go Portland.
Crazy how they jump ship.
Anthony. What's his name? Anthony.
What? Hey, whatever happened to that dude? What's his name? Game Hillard or
Hey, don't do that.
Chamian Hillard.
Oh, you gonna see what time it is when the season starts?
I don't even know. It's the rapper dude.
Yeah. What's the name? Kame Kala or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
It's not time yet. It's not
Bang
time.
Balla.
It's not time yet.
I don't know.
Y'all gonna when it's time.
Is it time for him to leave?
No, you're not.
That's what time it is.
It's not time yet.
It's Dame time. He packing his bags.
Hey,
Nah,
even
it's not time
KG was like, KG said he talked to Dame. He was like, bruh,
He
you gotta leave Portland, bro.
Like,
He was like, bro, you gotta leave, bro. When you
Dame's
play
stubborn.
with them great teams,
It's not time yet. But just know
hey,
Just
if it's
know,
not time
it's
now, he
definitely
never
time.
winning.
It's
nothing.
actually-
You better-
He's actually late.
the stomach. The
His watch
stomach
broke
all
or
healed up.
something.
The stomach is
man-
all healed up.
My
We
man
gotta-
is turning 32 this
We
year.
got a young CJ. We got a young CJ on the team. CJ
Okay.
just left. We got
No.
a young CJ on the team.
You got a young CJ. What does that do for you? What was the problem
Huh?
with old CJ?
He's a little taller.
Yeah,
He's a little taller.
No, he's not. They're the same size, aren't they?
We got like an inch on him.
All he does different is dunk. He can
That's what
dunk.
I'm saying, bro.
That's the only-
Ooh, CJ with a vertical.
You still got Nurkic.
They're the same height.
You got
They're the
rid of
same
all
height.
your. You
Can
got
we
rid of
move
all your
on?
3 and D
How
players.
do we even get on Dame Dollar, bro?
They
Please.
said Levine a player of interest. You know what I'm
Bruh,
saying?
stop it. Stop it.
Please. I don't
Why
You know
would
what I'm saying?
Levine?
I don't even have the
Chicago
energy to
for
hate right
Portland?
now.
Levine
This is
Levine a
despicable.
player of interest. You dig?
This is
Like, come
despicable.
on,
This
He
is
man.
can't do nothing.
All right,
on
all
it.
right,
He was-
before-
he was
before
sick.
we-
He was sick when they got the 7th pick.
Yeah, he was sick. He was sick.
Before we get out of
I
here,
wonder who won
let's
Oh, my fault. Go ahead. My fault.
let's talk about the KD and Draymond situation on social media. You know, Draymond Green was on the Colin Cowherd podcast. He was talking about how in the finals when KD was on the Warriors that they was getting double teamed. You know, maybe Draymond exaggerated, but Stephen Curry was being double teamed 7 times more than KD was, and it kind of turned into KD saying that's 100% false. Draymond was like, bro, just watch the whole clip and you'll see what I'm talking about. And he said, I watched the whole clip. You're still wrong. So what do y'all think about this exchange? Was
Look at him ready to slander. Look at him. Look at him.
I woke up extra early to hate today. Look. He's a bus rider. That's what Draymond is trying to say. That's literally what Draymond is trying to say in the 9th term. We all know it. There's tape to prove it. We've seen the finals. Team scheme for Stephen Curry. Tyronn Lue even said it. He said, "Yeah, I mean, I'm scheming for Steph Curry. I'm gonna let everybody else get theirs." Come on now.
But that doesn't mean he's a bus rider. That's
exactly what it means. If you're
that's not what that means. I don't think that's what that means.
Bro, I gotta do this again today.
I think
They just made
I
the
think
finals
Curry
with
is
Andrew
just
Wiggins.
Curry. The way Curry plays is that he can stretch the floor tremendously from where he can shoot. So of course you have the game plan. If you're playing the Warriors and you have to game plan for somebody, you would game plan for Curry over KD because of the way they play. I don't think it's just for being a bus rider. I think it's just more because Curry, the way Curry plays, it requires more attention than the way KD plays.
I can't say he's a bus rider because I feel like they got KD. They got KD because they felt like they couldn't beat the Cavs. So they got KD. You can't call him a bus rider.
No.
Call him a bus rider.
Do you ever think the reason they got KD was so they didn't have to face KD and OKC's uprising? Because remember they had to come back down 3-1 to beat them. You remember that?
Possibly. I do remember that.
But they still have to worry about Braun too.
No.
But that helps the bus rider point. How can you?
No, it doesn't.
How
because
can you
he's still because they're back in the finals without him. They replaced him with Andrew Wiggins. The bus is still going. You know who's driving the bus? Stephen Curry and Steve Kerr.
Listen, just because I think you're trying to say just because they went back doesn't mean that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean they
went back without him. Is what I'm saying.
They went there before him. That we knew what he was adding. Listen, the outrage of him going there was we knew that they had a championship caliber team. They had only lost 9 games that season.
They already had it. So they already had a championship caliber team and it's already set up. And then some other guy comes in. Yes, other guy helps them win. He leaves. They still continue to win.
But KD was also Finals MVP in those runs. He was the best player on that team.
They got him because they wanted an extra player, so they didn't have to work as hard to beat Bron. That's not. I don't think that's a bust.
And
I
you
think
get
anything,
you
they
get the
use
Thunder
Curry.
out the way. You're getting the Thunder out the way, and you can beat Braun. It's
Yeah.
a win-win.
It's a chess move to get a bus
Yeah.
rider.
I don't think he's a bus rider.
I don't
because
think
of
he's
that.
a bust. I think it's
I don't
like
think
I don't
just
think
What
that's
bus is he?
I don't
So,
think that's a term that you can just throw attach
Yeah,
just
I don't
attach
think
that to
that's fair.
KD. That's kind of
I don't
why,
think
wild.
why can't I?
I don't think that's fair.
They won
If-
73
Because
games with
when he was
Harrison
on the
Barnes.
bus, he was not just a passenger.
Yeah, because Steph
He
was
I
getting
would say
double
he
teamed
was-
7 times the amount of him.
And before
Draymond just said it. What, y'all not here
and
listening?
before he got there, he had already been to a finals himself.
Yeah, and they lost.
And he was a game away. He was a game away the season before to going back to the finals. So I don't think
he was a bus
think
driver
He
the
sound like
season before.
He
was a
sound like
bus
basketball
driver
Aaron
almost.
Rodgers to me.
He was
A lot of
yeah,
excuses.
you're wild. You're crazy.
Wow.
Basketball Aaron Rodgers.
I'll say this. KD's been to the finals more times than Aaron Rodgers been to the Super Bowl. So I can't.
If Aaron Rodgers went to
can't
go
do that.
play for the Rams, maybe he would. I don't know.
Oh, so Matthew Stafford a bus rider.
Yeah, 100%.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
How is he not a
I
bus
can't say
rider?
that.
The system
I
was
can't.
already set up. They improved at the position, yes, but he's a bus rider. If the system is, he didn't build anything. He didn't drive anything.
I can't believe I'm about to argue for
But
Matthew Stafford. Without the no-look pass, they lose that
Nah.
game. Without the
Are
no-look
y'all
can't
serious? Y'all know what that means? How
I
is
can't say that, bro. I can't say that. I can't do it. I just can't say that. Bro.
were the Rams successful? Were the Rams successful before Matthew Stafford's arrival?
Can you give us a definition of bus ride? Because I don't agree with this idea that just because a good team adds another player, that player is now a bus rider on the team. You can add the way the NBA is set up now is a free agent thing. So just because a good team adds a good player, that doesn't make that player a bus rider now. Like I don't think that's a
But how
valid.
pivotal is that player's position if once they leave, the bus still goes? Is what I'm saying. It's like
that's why
who can I think
don't
of?
know
Like
if you can say that about Matt Stafford. We don't know if that bus. We know before he got on the
okay,
bus,
it might be
they
too
didn't win
early
anything.
to call, but are we really gonna sit here and say the
Before
Rams
he got on the bus, they
your whole
went to the
argument?
Super Bowl and only scored 3 points.
Okay, Eli, your whole argument against Matthew Stafford even coming to the Rams was, what was the dude named Jared Goff was doing the same stuff he was doing.
Yeah, but you can't call a quarterback. Especially not in today's game. You can't call a quarterback a bus rider because they're too important. If they suck,
Katie was important. Katie is an important player too. He's one of the top 15 players. But when he was on the Golden State Warriors, he was a bus rider.
Nah, you call.
How is he not? He's a bus driver now. He's a bus driver now.
Gary Payton Jr. is a bus rider. He is a player that is incidental.
There's a lot of seats in the back.
He's incidental to whether they could have won those games without him. I'm sure they could have won a lot of those games without him. I don't think the reason why they got KD was so they can win in the finals against LeBron. And the full health Cavs team. They got him because they didn't think they can beat him. That's why they got him. Because they needed him, they felt like they needed him to win the chip. I don't think you can call him a bus rider. I don't think you can call him that because they needed him to win that. They felt like they needed him to win that chip.
We will never know if they needed him actually because they had won before. They had just won 73-9. The game had went to game 7. They lost. Like I don't understand. Like you lost.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You can't just the same way how you say you'll never know. That's what I'm saying. You can't just say he's a bus rider.
But I know he's a bus rider. The
next year, Kyrie went to another team and Bron played them without Kyrie. Like that's not fair. Like that's what I'm saying. Like they played a totally different Cavs team the next year. Like they never got to. Like I'm saying they never got to play multiple series with them to see if like at full strength they could like I don't know. Like I don't think you can call KD. KD can't be a bus rider, bro. He's too good to be a bus. Some players are too good to be a bus rider. They add too much to a team. He made the Warriors unstoppable. He made them unstoppable.
Right.
What do you mean? How can he be a bus? How can you call somebody a bus rider and they make? I don't even like KD like that. But how can you?
The bus?
How?
Crazy.
No,
Because the system is already in place before you get there. You get there, yes, you add value to the system. You leave, system is still in place, system is still going. You didn't take away any value from the system. The system is still there. So how is he how was he that much of a bus driver that the system didn't lose anything?
because I feel like the system. I don't think that what you're. I mean, I don't think that what you're saying is necessarily fair because, like you said, by taking him on, they eliminated a threat to themselves already. A team that could have
Yes.
beat them.
Yeah.
I think taking that into account, that I think they used him. Like they used him to take away talent for themselves. So you can't call him a bus rider. They used him to they needed him to make that move so they can win championships.
Dang, man.
Now, ever since KD left, KD left their team and went to the East. They no longer have to deal with KD anymore. They no longer have to deal with KD anymore. After that, Kyrie left. So the systems that were in place when they were winning championships are not the current. Now the West don't have. I mean, the East don't have a LeBron.
No, I'm talking about but I'm talking about their system. The Warrior system is still intact with the
but that's what I'm
departure of
saying.
Kevin Durant.
The landscape is different, though. That matters. That matters.
That I feel like that makes my point even better because throughout the NBA's landscape, everything has changed except them. They're still here, still winning. Without him, with him, don't matter.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Their competition, because they made that move, they eliminated they eliminated somebody who would have been in their path for years to come. If KD was on any team, if you pick a team on the West, if KD was on any team in the West and they played them, imagine if KD was on the Mavs. You think the Mavs are losing in the series against them? If KD was on any team in the West, they basically took him out of their conference, basically, by adding him to the team. I think KD is. My point is KD.
He was on the team in the West, and they beat him. And then I guess they thought that was too tough to beat him, so they signed him to get rid of that team. Yes, I agree with that.
That move in itself is why I can't say that he's a bus driver. I mean, a bus rider.
I think that makes it so.
How?
Because he left his team to go to a team that beat him,
but
so he could win championships.
But they wanted him. They recruited him.
He got in the back of the bus of the system that was already in place, and just did what he has to do, his job. He didn't have to be a leader. He didn't have to. The coaching was already set up. The plays was already set up. Everything was already set up. The bus was in place. It was moving. He literally, hey, he's at the bus stop. Get on. He got off. Bus still going. I don't understand.
I don't know. So from now on, any player that joins a good team,
it's not any player. It's a situation basis. Like, we're not gonna call LeBron a bus rider ever.
Why?
Because the systems aren't in place when he goes to places.
So if LeBron went to the Warriors, you would call him a bus rider. You would call him a bus rider.
Absolutely. What are you talking about?
We've seen LeBron.
I think LeBron would change the way they played if he went there.
We've seen LeBron go to 8 finals straight.
I think
he would literally have to adapt to their system.
Even if he adapted to their system, we've seen LeBron go to 8 finals straight. How can he be a bus rider?
While he's there, the bus rider thing doesn't mean you're a bus rider your whole career, right? He's not a bus rider now. KD, is he a bus rider?
You called him a bus rider this season. You say he's a bus rider.
Because I'm talking about because he hasn't won.
You're putting the stamp on him.
Because he left to go to a team just to win. Now he's being the bus driver, and we haven't seen any evidence that he could do it.
All right, y'all. We rapping in circles. You just agree to disagree. We disagree. Y'all just agreeing to disagree. All right?
Yeah.
Nah, you wrong.
No.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching the show. We appreciate it. Make sure you follow all the socials down here. Subscribe to the Nimbus Network media channel on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on all of our socials at EEBBSP. All right. And we'll be back next week for our coverage. Follow, yeah, subscribe on YouTube for sure. And
Subscribe.
we'll be back for our coverage of the NBA Finals next week. You know, we'll
It's
have
like
some.
Tuesday, right?
You said what?
Tuesday, right?
No, tomorrow. Tomorrow's the first game.
Oh, I thought it was like the 8th. Okay.
So we'll have a couple games in the books by the time we record next. So we'll see you guys then. Till then.
Peace.